I'm Amanda Johnson with the For a Good Cause team, and I am fortunate enough to be speaking with Kelly today from Circle of Life. Kelly, thanks for joining us and talking through some of the work that you guys are doing at your organization. If you want to introduce yourself and just tell us about your role with the organization and your mission.
Sure. Kelly Herell. I'm the development manager here at Circle of Life, and I am fortunate enough to be on a team of three who does the fundraising for our organization. And our mission is to provide end of life care for those who are on hospice. We do personal care for those who maybe need some extra help in their home. We do lots of different things here at Circle to honor people's wishes and make their journey that they're on with their families really meaningful, special, and compassionate care for them. We care for, oh gosh, almost 2,000 a year. Our daily census is almost 400 a day that we are taking care of. And we help people in their homes or the place they call home, like nursing homes, assisted livings. And then we also have two hospice homes. And so that is our main goal, is to provide this care for them and their families. And their families are just as important as our patients, so that we support them through our grief centers that we have, our grief support, and our social workers are amazing with working with them too and helping them along this process. I've been here for 10 years and we have grown so much. It used to be that in a normal day, 10 years ago, we would have about 130 patients that we would be taking care of. And like I said, we're almost to 400. And so the growth has just been monumental. And as we grow, our fundraising needs and what we do has also significantly grown with that.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's quite a large amount of your community that you're serving.
Yeah, it is.
So you mentioned you'd been with the org for about 10 years.
Yes.
So, and you also have been with For a Good Cause for about 10 years. Did you
Yes.
make the transition to For a Good Cause when you came on board, or was that right before?
No, it did happen after I started. So I started and we using our database, we use the online giving through the database. And quickly when I started realize that that was just not how we wanted to do it. It was really inefficient. It felt like I was doing double the work, entering it
Yeah.
twice, changing things constantly. And so my boss and I were starting to research some new ideas to do for online giving. And she used to work at a local organization hospital called Mercy, and Mercy used For a Good Cause when Ronald had just started. And so she was familiar with him, and she said, well, let's try it out. Talk to him, and we've been with him ever since. And I've talked to him again, our database that we work with, they keep trying to woo us back. I'm for 10 years, and we just keep saying no because they cannot offer what For
Yeah.
a Good Cause
Yeah.
offers. The customer service cannot be beat.
Yeah, that's what literally every single person that I have talked to
We have an
loves
issue,
Ronald.
something
Yeah.
something like we don't understand, or we need help, or we had some fraud issues, and we emailed and called Ronald, and he calls you right back. Like, he emails you back 10-15 minutes, and you're talking to the owner, and he knows exactly how to help you exactly. And sometimes he'll even say, like, I'll do this, I'll fix your filters
Mhm.
for you, because he knows how to do it,
Mhm.
and he has access to all of that. And it's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it is always a joy to talk to any of our clients because people just love the service. Like
Yeah,
it's
hands
wonderful.
down.
Yeah. As far as like thinking about the last 12 months since you've been
Yeah.
with For a Good Cause for a while, in the last 12 months, what were your fundraising goals? And what kind of campaigns do you run throughout the year in order to help you meet those goals?
So we just are coming off of a capital campaign, and in the past 12 months, we have fulfilled that. We raised $12.5 million. So that was a big project that we were working on for the past 2.5 years. So we have fulfilled that campaign. We did it early. We went over our budget, which is amazing. We did online giving for that, which was big. So that was a big focus of ours. We also do our event campaigns. So we have two events that we do. We do a Art of Hospice is our Black Tie Gala, and we run all of the money through that, through sponsorships, ticket sales, and the giving during the event through online. And so I am able to use For Good Cause for both of those separately, but intertwined. And then we do the same for a women's giving lunch that we do called Impact Celebration. And then we also have our online giving, which is our standard everyday giving, but we're a little bit different since we're a hospice. One of the 99.9% of our gifts are memorial gifts. And so people will make a gift in memory of somebody who we cared for. And it comes either directly from that family member asking, or they put in the obituary, or they just know that they want to give to Circle because they were with us. And so we have really honed in on making that online giving for them as easy as possible. Our donors range from, you know, 18 years old to truly 100 and plus years old. So it has to be as easy as possible to give online giving. And so we do lots of different things, lots of different avenues of giving through For a Good Cause.
You also have the Angels Paying It Forward
Yes.
giving circle. So can you tell me a little
Yes.
bit about that?
So Angels Paying It Forward is a group of women. We have a couple men, so we have about 5 men, but it's mostly women. 803 people total who are members of that, and it is $25 a year to be a member, 500 for a lifetime. And what it goes to is our special fund called the Angel Fund. And the Angel Fund provides special needs and wishes for our patients. So every patient that comes on our service is asked, what is on your bucket list? What's something you want to accomplish? What's something you want to do? And we use Angel Fund to do that. And what we have found for people at the end of life, they want comfort food, they want pizza, they want milkshakes, they want cake, they want something that reminds them of their childhood. And they also want to celebrate with their families and their friends. So we do lots of anniversary dinners, birthday parties. Wow, we do lots of birthday cakes and balloons. People want to be with the ones they love, and they want to eat. So the Angel Fund provides these wishes, big and small. We've sent people to the beach. We've sent people to Branson. We've done big things, but the majority of what we do is small. It's that chocolate milkshake that they want. Or it'll be one of our nurses is going to a patient's house and they know that their favorite lunch is from Chick-fil-A. And so they'll run through Chick-fil-A, get them their favorite chicken sandwich and waffle fries, and we use Angel Fund for that. But it not only does these wishes, it does needs. So when we go into a patient's home, we'll notice that maybe their refrigerator is broken. So we can repair or replace it with the Angel Fund. Or now that it's summer and it's getting hot, we can repair or replace their air conditioning units. One thing that we did is right before Thanksgiving, we had to replace an oven. And so they were so thankful because they couldn't help make Thanksgiving dinner for their family. And so the Angel Fund really is a special, special fund. And when the membership goes at 100% exclusively towards the Angel Fund, and the impact celebration that I mentioned briefly, that is our annual event for this group of people where we talk about what the impact of their giving is. And some people think, like, what can $25 do? A lot. It can do a lot. And not just through our Angel Fund, but the impact of our donors on Circle of Life at this event is just incredible. The things that we can do for our mission and for these families that are grieving, and that the patients who are just wanting that quality of life to be, at that ultimate at the end of life, and we can do that. And so that's what this group of people does. And not only do they give to Circle of Life, they have become our biggest advocates. So we can say that we have 803 strong advocates.
Wow.
In Northwest Arkansas. And they can say, let's say they have a neighbor come up and say, my husband needs to go on to hospice, or my husband needs some extra care through like a personal care program. And they can say, I know somebody at Circle of Life that I can connect you with. They might not know all that medical jargon, but they can get them in contact with me or somebody else that they know at Circle of Life who can help them through that process. And it's a smiling face. It's not scary because, the word hospice, end of life, can be scary. But we can lead them through that and show them through these relationships that it can be beautiful, and that it can be, compassionate, and that there are a whole team of people waiting to help lead them through it.
Yeah. And then it
So
really,
Angels Paying It Forward, I'm super passionate about.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like an amazing program.
It really is.
And as you were talking, I was smiling so much because you were saying like hospice can be a scary word, but it also sounds like there's so many memories that you're helping people make together,
Yes.
and like celebrations,
Yes.
that really just foster that really special connection. Anyway, I've got the warm fuzzies. Thank you for
Yeah.
all that.
Those memories for those families to carry on are priceless.
Mhm. Well, thank you for sharing with me about the fundraising campaigns that you all do and your initiatives throughout the year. So, within the last couple years, you mentioned working towards the capital campaign.
Yes.
So, was that like the particular challenge that your organization has been focused on over the last couple of years? And how did For a Good Cause kind of help that workload and help you reach your goals? I'm
Yeah.
curious. Oh,
Well, yeah, over the past 12, 24 months, our like word here at Circle of Life has been growth. We have been growing. So many people moved to Northwest Arkansas because of Walmart and all the other businesses here. And we just have a tremendous amount of people coming here. And so that increases the need for end of or for Circle of Life services. And so we see an increase in people and also people understanding what Circle of Life is, knowing that we're more than just hospice, that we have palliative care, that we have the personal care. So we have more people coming to us than ever. So we needed to grow. And one thing that has really grown is our home-based care. So 93% of our patients are in their homes or where they call home assisted living, nursing homes, and only 7% are in our hospice homes. And so we have had an increase in our care team. The nurses, the aides, the chaplains, even in our volunteers have been needed um, to help this growth that we've had. So we did a capital campaign for a new building, and we call it our Joey Feek Center for Home-Based Care. And that is the hub for all of those team members to be. They need to have a place to land, a place to chart notes, a place to have meetings. Our warehouse was so small. And like I said, 93% of our patients are at home. We need lots of equipment and supplies. So we built this building, and it was incredible to see the community support. And what's really incredible is we have our two hospice homes, one in Springdale, Arkansas, one in Bentonville, Arkansas, and now the Joey Feek Center for in-home care, our home-based care. And those are all built by community donations. All three of them, 100% donations. So to do our Joey Feek Center was just incredible to see the community come together again to support us, and really being able to do the online donations for that made it so easy. And the way that our donors now, they're used to going and doing our memorial giving, they're used to doing the angels paying it forward giving. And so when it came time for the capital campaign giving, they understood what the page looked like. It's easy to use, it's easy to understand. So it was just a no-brainer to run it all through that for them to be able to keep that continuity between all of our giving pages.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So were there any specific, and this is thinking about the last 12 months, right? And
Okay,
maybe
last 12
like,
months.
and maybe like the, campaigns that you're running throughout the year. But were
Yeah.
there any specific metrics that you've been looking at to improve like year over year? The standard like donor retention, or maybe even
Hmm.
recurring giving, maybe even event attendance, and how has For a Good Cause, or how's your team using For a Good Cause in order to like meet those improvements?
We have a small but growing amount of monthly givers. And I have to remind myself, it's not small, it's actually growing. So we have a really nice size group of them. And being able to have For a Good Cause, being able to run reports on that and seeing how much they give and getting those notices if a credit card's about to expire and we can reach out, and then letting them know that the impact that it makes. And on those forms, it's so easy to become a monthly giver, either through our memorial giving or through the angels paying it forward. You can become a monthly giver through that as well. So in the past 12 months, that's been a really big focus of ours, is converting people from that annual donor status to the monthly givers.
And when you say annual donor status, does that also involve like a memorial or tribute giving and then converting them over time into
Yes.
monthly reoccurring giving?
Yes. So we have our donors who give every year. They give through our appeals. They give, when somebody passes that they know. And so then talking to them about moving to monthly giving so that they know that they can make an even greater impact, and they could spread out their giving throughout the year.
Yeah.
And so then they can budget that even better. And then for us, we can count on that each month, knowing that year after year that will be that. And Ronald just told me the other day, I had a one-on-one with him and he showed me how we can work on increasing those
Yeah,
year after year as
yeah.
well, which I didn't know that For a Good Cause had that. So he walked me through that whole process and think we're going to be implementing that in January.
Yeah, that's like a new thing that they've been working on the last
Yeah.
couple months. Which
So amazing and so easy.
yeah, the
Yeah.
automatic like single unique links that your donors can
Yes.
just click and they're done, which is just really cool.
Yeah.
Um,
I really like that.
how did the For a Good Cause platform or how has it supported you? Like which tools and features stick out at the as the most helpful during this season of growth for Circle of Life?
Truly, the biggest tool is Ronald. I would say, as we continue to grow so much, and when we have events and we have more people there, we can call him, we can email him. He's there to help us right away. I mean, I'm going to be calling him in a month and saying we have an event coming up, and he'll help us change all of our filters to allow more online gifts to come in that one day, and then we change it back so we don't get hit with some spam filters. But it's priceless what he does. And as we keep going through the growth and we have more and more online giving and more donors and more questions, he's right there through it all to be able to do. And he's just a quick email away and he
Yeah.
answers so fast and he's so knowledgeable too. And I love how he comes to us with ideas saying, did you know that you can do this? And it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
well,
awesome.
that's fantastic. So truly, Ronald is the biggest asset for
Mhm.
us through
Mhm.
For a Good Cause. Everything is so easy and the reporting is so easy. I mean, gosh, we run reports every day when we enter in our online donations into our database, but Ronald is just wonderful.
For a Good Cause offers so many different payment types. And
Yes.
you had mentioned that your donor base can really vary from like 18 to like
Mhm.
over 100. So
Yeah.
how do you see like the different payment options and the online giving? How do you see that playing out and being beneficial amongst your donor base?
Yeah. Well, we have those people who still send in checks every day. We have people who give us cash, but the people who give online having those other options being able to do by e-check. We do have quite a few people who do their gifts through e-check, and then the Google Pay. That is that's just being helpful and being there for our donor and understanding that not everybody gives the same way. And so being able to offer those options makes, I think, us thoughtful towards our donors
Mm.
and saying, here's a plethora of ways that you can give either by check or online, and just saying that we understand not everybody gives the same way
Yeah, that
and
makes
making it the less barriers to give as possible. If Google Pay is easier for somebody, we want them to be able to use Google Pay and not have to push everybody into making a gift the same exact way.
Yeah, that makes sense. And
Yeah.
it sounds like just from this meeting with you today and our conversation, like that thoughtfulness at every step of the way is so crucial and important, especially when you're dealing with people, their loved ones, and just often a
Yeah.
sensitive time,
Yeah.
that making things easy and thoughtful is crucial.
At this time for people, they have to make so many decisions and they have so much going on and there's so much paperwork and things to do that if they want to give to Circle of Life, we want to make that as easy as they possibly can be.
Yeah, that makes sense. So from your perspective and
Mhm.
your team's perspective, what are the easiest things about setting up a campaign or, donation pages or even landing pages with For a Good Cause for specific events
Oh,
or
yeah. I do
overall?
that constantly. I'm always feel like I'm setting up new landing pages and donation pages, or there'll be an event page and then I have to go in and add in a donation page to it. It's so easy. You just follow the template that's there. It's almost foolproof. And being able to go and then look at the event page, click on that and see what it looks like in real time, and then go back and tweak, and it's just immediate. It's easy to use.
Yeah,
And for somebody who's not an IT professional, I can do it and I feel accomplished when I do. And it also looks good. It makes me look like I'm an IT professional when I'm
yeah,
totally not. But yeah, it's
I love
easy to
that.
follow. If you just follow what it asks for,
Yeah.
there's no way you can mess up on it.
Yeah, I was talking with another client again a couple weeks ago, and their organization is completely volunteer based. They don't have any
Oh,
paid
wow.
staff. And they're like, we can have people just jump in and out and make donation pages for
Hmm.
what they need without any additional training. It's intuitive, it makes sense, it's all support,
Yes.
and it just streamlines everything. And makes it easier for everyone, even volunteers, if
Right.
volunteers are helping out with that. So
I also love that it's easy to see how much you have has been given through each of the different campaigns
mhm,
when you set them up.
mhm,
It's really easy to track.
yeah.
We even use For a Good Cause for some of our events that have no cost. There's no
Okay.
charge for it, but we run registration through them. And so it just charges them $0, but we are still able to use it to run our registration for those.
That's awesome. And then
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you use MailChimp, but does it connect to like all your email, or like you get all their information so you can kind of remarket over to
Yep.
them if you need to?
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's
Yeah. And
awesome.
we can even gather their attendees' names and emails through For a Good Cause for that as well. So I use it even beyond online giving.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
tweak it to make it work for us.
So a couple more questions while we have
Yeah.
a few more minutes here. Um, in the last, well, you mentioned exceeding your capital campaign,
Yes.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then in this experience of like exceeding your dreams and your goals for that big campaign, and then also all of the growth that your organization is doing, what will you take with you into future campaigns?
We've learned so much. We've learned that through capital campaigns, it's the people who already give to your organization that will give those big gifts. It's not new people. It might be some new people, but the majority of them are people you already have that are donors, and that it's okay to ask them for those larger gifts. What can they say? No, that's okay. But a lot of times they say yes because it means so much to them. And just being able to say thank you and carrying that over to all the other campaigns, knowing that no matter if it's through the capital campaign where they made, a $500,000 gift, that saying thank you to them is also as important as saying thank you to that donor who gave $100. That it's no matter the size of that gift,
Mhm.
it's all important. And just being able to let them know the impact that those gifts are making. And I think we do that already, but that capital campaign and seeing that outpouring of support from our community made us realize that, like, yeah, we really are um, held in high regards in Northwest Arkansas, and we need to remember our worth of that. And what we do, and that sometimes it gets lost fundraising in an organization of what it is that you do, and just remembering that, like, we're changing lives with this money that people are giving us through the community. We're changing those families, those patients' lives, and we're helping them, and that it's really important what we do.
Okay, so last question for you.
Yes.
So for smaller to mid-sized nonprofit teams
Yeah.
out there,
Hmm.
what tips or advice would you give them if they want to start pursuing some of the things like you all have for fundraising campaigns at Circle of Life?
I think my biggest tip is to start with the people who already support your organization. Start with the people who are on your newsletters, start with your volunteers. And fundraising truly is not about raising money. It is about building those relationships. And so build them. You don't have to ask every single person on your newsletter for money, but get to know them, take them out for coffee, just call and say hi, build those relationships, big or small, and it will eventually come to build your fundraising department. And you'll find that you have a lot of supporters who want to get to know you more, get to know your organization deeper, and that bringing people inside your organization and sharing with them, you can never do it enough. They want more, they want to know more, they crave knowing more, and that will always lead to those gifts in the long run.
Yeah, I love that. Well, um, thank you so much for joining me today,
Thank
talking
you.
about your experience with For Good Cause. But thank you so much for sharing about your organization and all
Yeah, I
that you,
love to share about
yeah,
Circle of
yeah, I
Life.
can tell. I love it. And then all the things that you guys are all accomplishing through the work that you're doing. And I've just really enjoyed, I've enjoyed our chat today.
So have I. Thank you.
Yeah.